Hello everybody, welcome to UK Gaming Network. I'm Zoidberg and welcome to another collection of games for the A500 Mini. This time out I'm going to be concentrating on free games, specifically games that were given away as cover-mounted freebies on various Amiga magazines over the years. So what follows is a list of 10 what I consider to be great public domain games that are all free to download and fairly easy to find on the internet if you're looking for downloading them for yourself. So without further ado, let's get on with the list.
Tanx is a two-player only combat game where you simply have to be the first to destroy your opponent. All you do is set the angle and power of your shots and take turns to fire back and forth. Worms would adapt the formula years later to incredibly popular effect. If you want something similar, then Scorched Tanx, which came with Amiga Power issue 41, is just as good. Jump and Roll is essentially the same as classic Spectrum and Commodore 64 game Trailblazer. You control a ball rolling along a constantly moving road and must guide yourself past traps and gaps to reach the end of each level. It's a pure arcade adrenaline rush of a game, simple to learn but fiendishly difficult to win, and the pumping soundtrack is perfect. The commercially released version of Tetris on the Amiga wasn't especially great, so public domain libraries were littered with alternative versions. Tetris Pro was by far the best one that I played, and added a gimmick where you make a picture appear by capturing lines. The power-ups added an interesting element too, and later levels get incredibly tricky. It wasn't uncommon for big game developers to produce smaller titles for magazines in their spare time. MF Tanx was made by Sean Southern, programmer of the Lotus and the Supercars games, and it's basically his own version of the arcade classic Battlezone. With simple responsive mouse controls and slick wireframe graphics, chasing high scores will keep you playing for hours. If I was to put together a list of my personal top 10 multiplayer games of all time, Gravity Power would be in it. Two players battle it out across a huge number of levels, the victor usually being the player who's the more skilled pilot. Sadly, the level editor, given away 3 issues later, doesn't work on the Mini, but fortunately there's more than enough levels here to keep you and a friend busy. It became common practice to release alternate versions of games on cover discs, new levels, Christmas levels and such, and as the name suggests, Arcade Snooker is simply Team 17's excellent budget release from the previous year, but snooker instead of pool. The smaller balls and pockets make it a slightly more challenging game to play, but if you find pool a little too casual, then this is the game for you. Tennis Champs is an excellent console-style sports game. It was given away by Amiga Power issue 52, and it was promptly snapped up by Audiogenic, the publishers of Exile, for commercial release. Super Tennis Champs was released a year later, with more characters and features, quickly becoming the best tennis game on the Amiga, and this original version plays just as well. You could dismiss Sensible Trainspotting as a joke release, because, let's face it, that probably is the reason that it exists. But the fact of the matter is that this is actually a very addictive and relaxing game to play. As the train numbers get longer and the cards get bigger, and the time limit shorter, it becomes a strangely hypnotic experience. Don't believe me? Try playing it for yourself. The first Alien Bash, given away 3 years earlier by the one Amiga, was, if we're being charitable, not good. Alien Bash 2 was heavily influenced by the Chaos engine. I mean, just look at those graphics, and it was a massive improvement. Obviously it can't really compare to the Bitmaps Classic, but if you're after a decent, playable, fun shooter, it's better than a lot of games that got commercial releases. The problem with using another game as a template for your own is that you risk falling foul of the creators if you get too close to the source. Blitz Bombers is an excellent Bomberman clone that had been intended for a retail release before trouble loomed. Thankfully, Amiga Format stepped in and stuck the 99% complete game on their cover disc. All you really need is a couple of extra controllers and some friends to get the most out of it.
Yes.
Hope you've enjoyed this delve into the realm of public domain. If you like what you see, then please give me a like and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on any more videos coming in the future. I will be making more top 10 lists like this, so if you feel like recommending a subject for me, then please feel free to do so in the comments. And I hope I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.